The Open, he was kind of nonchalant, not nonchalant, but he tried some risky stuff and was showboating a little bit. Now, he might not be that open here with the World Team spot on the line.
World Team spot is on the line, but I mean, he, again, like you said, rematch of the U.S. Open Finals, won by Lester. I mean, it was dominant. And toss from Lester right off the bat to the back. And, you know, Willie, Lester's not playing around. Smith is, obviously, he's a serious competitor. And we're going to have a fleeing the mat caution and 1 against Smith. 1 point Lester. He's up 5-0. And Lester gets to go parterre again.
It was a good lift. We didn't get to see it be actualized because they went out of bounds, but that was a really good lift there on top from Lester. Smith crawling forward.
Yeah, he's
Lester
trying to roll the lock.
His lock.
Oh, lift, and we saw Lester hit on that. Oh, and that'll be 2 points, perhaps 4. Let's see what they go here. And another turn for Lester, and that should do it.
Just like that. 54 seconds.
And I'll tell you what, Lester, he looks primed and ready to go, man.
He does.
So they will meet once more tonight. And we'll see what Smith can do to make it a match. So with that, we're going to move up to 80 kilos. And this one should be a close one. Ben Provisor going against Joe Rao. Provisor, 2012 Olympian. He won the U.S. Open in 11 and 13. Finished 3rd place at the Phase 1 World Team Trials down in Daytona at 85 kilos. And going against Joe Rao, who is your University National Champion, wrestled 85. All of their meetings have been at 85 kilos. Rao actually wrestled 98 kilos at the Minnesota Storm, and he dropped all the way down to 80. So big cut for Rao. Both of these guys are really big dudes. All their matches I've seen have been really close. Provisor won their last meeting at the Greco World Team Trials. It was also a relatively close match. Probably not going to see more than 4 or 5 points on the board from either guy. So expect this one to be tight. As we come out, Provisor really likes that underhook. You see him charging in with the right hand. And a snap down here to the front headlock for Provisor. Let's go of it. Going to have a passivity warning on Provisor to start things off.
I guess I was thinking of a couple years ago. He wrestled 74 at the Olympic trials.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he bumped up after the Olympics. And this 80 kilo weight, right in his wheelhouse. Talking about Provisor here.
And he's built like a fire hydrant, isn't he?
He sure is. Short, stocky guy. Super thick. Provisor wrestling on the big stage at Fargo. Returning to the big stage at Fargo after he won in 2006. Won Cadet Greco.
Yep. 2008 and 2009 Fila Junior champ.
Provisor digging in with that hook again. Trying to isolate the wrist on the opposite side. Now we're going to see a passivity warning on Rao. 1 minute to go in the first period. Might see someone else get hit for passivity, and probably going to see someone go on top before we end this period, would be my guess. And there you have it, confirmed caution for Provisor. Rao will get choice. Rao electing to stay neutral.
Don't see that often.
Don't see that often, but as I said, these guys have wrestled quite a bit, so You pretty much know if you got a shot to turn a guy or not. And I think Rao just, why waste time?
Yeah.
He wants to push the pace and try and break Provisor from the neutral position.
Short time. 5 seconds to go in a scoreless first period. And that'll do it.
Yeah, so, you know, like we expected, 0-0 after the first, it's going to be a match of 1 or 2 moves, tops, that are going to decide it.
And, you know, speaking of being on here on the big stage, Raul won a junior Greco back in 2009. Also was a Division III national champ for Elmhurst.
Yeah, I mean, both these guys' pedigree in the Greco-Roman style, obviously top-notch. And both still young. Both of them 23 years of age.
Yeah, it just seems like Provisor's been around forever. Raul really getting active.
Yeah, starting to sink his teeth into the senior
2012. I mean,
scene.
it seems like he wrestles everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think Provisor, from what I've seen out of him, his best position is when he can get an underhook, and it's like a shallow underhook where he does a lot of lap pulls.
Right, he does a lot of motion with the feet, and then he'll try and go a quick sprint, you know, for a push out, unless he can pass that hook by, looking for a takedown. I mean, both these guys just battling hard, trying to throw punches with their shoulders, trying to get in there and get their position. I think Provisor probably getting the better of the tie-ups. And you see Provisor going to get a chance to go on top if he elects to do so. Caution against Rao. Provisor does elect to go on top. See if he can get a turn here and break this deadlock tie.
I thought they were both battling, you know, maybe not a makeup call, but give Provisor a shot on top.
Well, that's typically what you tend to see in a 0-0. Both guys going to get their chance before the official starts dishing out points.
Yeah, I was watching I forget what it was, one of the semifinals earlier in the senior trials today, and somebody asked, it was 0-0 late in the match, and somebody asked, what happens if it's 0-0, who wins? And the comment from somebody was, well, that's the referee's fault for even leaving that happen.
Yeah, it's never going to be 0-0. FILA will not allow a 0-0 Greco match. Someone will get hit with a caution probably in the next 30 seconds or so and give up a point. So this is a crucial time in the match. You don't want to leave it in the hands of the official, but if you're going to, you want to be the most active guy. But it looks like Provisor's the one that's going to be warned here and give up the caution. And Rao charging in. They're close to the edge. Provisor with that hook, fending off the takedown. But Provisor gives up the caution, 1 point Rao. And Rao elects to stay neutral. Or actually, he's going to change his mind. He's going to go on top and work for a little bit.
Well, it'll at least eat up some clock this time while you're nursing a 1-0 lead. Even if you don't get the turn, it's less time that Provisor will have in neutral.
Attention there on Provisor. Here we go, Rao locking up a gut.
Working off to the left side. Not a tight lock.
And you see, it's going to be hard to get a gut wrench going here. Look how slippery these guys are. You can see the sweat just dripping off of them.
Good.
Rao lifting. See if he can step off with it. And 45 seconds as we come back to the neutral position. Provisor going to have to make something happen here, or it will end 1-0 in favor of Joe Rao.
And it's a little scary when Provisor gets busy because he throws his hands around.
Yeah, he's a heavy-handed hammer.
Underhook to the right. over-unders now.
Provisor trying to charge in with that hook, but Rao just staying in the center. Provisor going to throw something here, I guarantee it. 15 seconds. Let's see what he goes. Headlock, or if he tries to just pass it by. He's pulling on that hook. Probably going to try and pass it by here.
Trying to get to the zone, maybe. And Joe Rao going to take the first match 1-0.
So no offensive points awarded in that match, just one on the caution. And Joe Rao takes match 1 1-0. They will come back for match 2 here in a few.